So as you know, I'm the father of the bride. But what is very important for you to know is that tonight I am the father of the bride for the second time. So that makes me a veteran in the category. So I know that there are a number of gentlemen who are here tonight who have daughters. And one day, you're hoping that you'll be a father of the bride. So before I begin my toast, I'd like to share some of my wisdom with those fathers of the bride in training that are here tonight. The most important thing that you need to understand as a father of the bride is that in order to have a successful wedding, there are approximately 1,000 unique decisions that need to be made. A father of the bride gets to be involved in exactly 0 of those decisions. And I'm going to tell you there's 2 reasons why. The first is that there's a multitude of decisions for which a father of the bride adds no value. I'm talking about things like hair and makeup and shoes and table settings and dresses and invitations and nail polish. Do I get regular or gel? All of those decisions. If you are with the wedding party and they're discussing these kinds of topics, what you need to do as a father of the bride is leave the room. You can go play 27 holes of golf. Nobody will know that you're gone. So then there's all the rest of the decisions. And for those decisions, you have a team that consists of the mother of the bride and the bride. And they get together, they conspire to keep the father of the bride confused and out of the loop so he'll never be able to figure out what anything costs. Father of the bride writes checks happily. So to my future father of the bride brethren that are here tonight, what I'm saying might be discouraging, disappointing, but I'm here to tell you that there are a number of things that a father of the bride does get to do that are very rewarding, and I'm going to tell you my top 3. Number 1, father of the bride has the honor and the privilege of escorting the bride, his daughter, down the aisle, and may I say is this where it gets emotional? What a beautiful bride I got to escort. Cheers to my daughter. I might do this a few times. The second cool thing a father of the bride gets to do is to have a very special dance with his daughter, and that tradition of father-daughter first dance is one that goes back generations, and I would suggest to all of you, when that moment happens, in just a little bit, you make sure that you're paying attention because it will be special tonight. And the third thing a father of the bride gets to do is this. Is to stand here in front of all of you with a microphone in hand and have the floor. But when I say have the floor in my family, there's an asterisk, because the women in my family are all prodigious researchers. And back in March, Julie came out to visit with Teddy and me, and she took me aside and she said, "Hey Dad." Now for those of you who don't know the vernacular, "Hey Dad" it's not a suggestion, it's not an ask, it's a passive aggressive order. "Hey Dad, I've been doing some research on wedding speeches, and did you know that the average length of a father of the bride speech is 3 minutes long?" To which I said, "I can make a 3-minute speech, so long as I have control over the clock, and when we start it during my speech, it'll be 3 minutes long." The clock has not started yet. So putting my attempts at humor aside, I would like to welcome everybody here tonight. This is a day that we have been waiting for patiently and more recently impatiently. And as the saying goes, some of the best things in life are worth waiting for. And this day was worth waiting for because we wanted all of you to be here. We wanted to do it this way, and we're so pleased that we're able to do it and you're able to be here, so thank you. Next, I'd like to thank a couple of specific folks, starting with Barbara and Mike Dixon. Thank you so much for officially kicking off the wedding weekend last night with that wonderful party at Mackenzie's Brewhouse. That was just a great way to kick it off, and thank you for your generosity, your hospitality, and thank you for the friendship that you have given to Teddy and me as we watched our son and daughter formed the relationship that allowed for our families to become extended. Next, I want to thank in advance another member of my extended family, Mark Bowers, who in advance, because he's hosting the after party that will take place at the Fairfield Hotel. So if you're having fun tonight and you want to keep the party going until the sun comes up, Mark will have your back. And then finally, not finally, there's more, don't worry. I would like to talk about that wedding ceremony that we just witnessed a little bit ago and thank Brian Collins, or now the Reverend Brian Collins, for officiating. Those of you who know me and don't live under a rock are probably aware that I'm very good friends with Mr. Collins. And so when you arrived at the wedding and you saw him standing at the very front waiting to officiate, I'm sure that some of you, or probably most of you, said under your breath, "Will that Michael Cohen stop at nothing when it comes to shamelessly promoting his musician friend?" But, as I told you, a father of the bride doesn't get to make decisions. And I had nothing to do with the decision that Brian was going to officiate the wedding. It was completely Julian Ryan's concept, and I'm so glad that you picked your friend, Brian Collins, to officiate. You guys did a wonderful job, so thank you for a ceremony that will stay in my heart forever. The last thing I'll say about Mr. Collins is that knowing that he is an original singer-songwriter, musician, or recording artist, that you might be getting excited that when the music and the dancing starts, that you'll be hearing a Brian Collins show. And if that's what you came for, you'll be disappointed, because Brian, now that he's officiated, he is here as a friend and as a guest, and he's not working tonight. But that being said, you are going to get to hear Brian play a song. This is the part of the speech where it starts to get emotional, so bear with me. The first song that you'll be hearing momentarily is one that Brian wrote for Julie and me. All right, take a breath. Yes, he wrote the song for Julie. It's the first time it's being played publicly, so pay attention. So thank you, my brother. Now I want to talk about, you always say when you're thanking people the best for last, and I want to talk about my wife. My wife is, without even a close second, in the 61 years that I've been on this planet, the best thing that's ever happened. I'll say it again without crying. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. We've been married for 36 years, 3 months, and 17 days, and whenever she walks in the room, my heart skips a beat. Now, my brother's a cardiologist, and he told me that the heart skipping a beat is not AFib, it's not heart murmurs, it's just love. So if you're, by the way, if you're having a good time tonight, the 1,000 decisions, that was, Teddy was involved in most of them. So thank her and not me. All right. I now have 3 minutes left. So I'm going to say something about the bride and groom. Doing my best. Julie, we are so proud of the woman that you become. Beautiful, smart, confident, poised, and practical, which I'll come back to momentarily. And Ryan, we couldn't be happier to have you as our son. For those of you who know Ryan, I'm preaching to the choir, but let me tell you a few things about Ryan. He's a man of strong moral values. He is a very intelligent young man. He's a chemical engineer, for goodness sakes, something I never would have been able to achieve. He's also a very goal-oriented and motivated individual. Every day, and this is the truth, Ryan wakes up And he says, what can I do? What can I learn today that will make me better, either in my personal life or my professional life? And that's taken Ryan to his successes and will take him a long way. So the best example, or the most appropriate example that I can give, is a story that you've heard over and over again, but I'm going to give you the true Hollywood story of what occurred. So Ryan was, of course, a senior at the University of Delaware, and he's a smart guy. He completed all of his required courses. He had to pick a course. So he took the course catalog from the University of Delaware, and he didn't study it for a couple of minutes, a couple of hours. He spent days pouring through the catalog. What can I take that's going to have an impact on my life? Finally, he made this decision, of course, as you know, to take ballroom dancing. But his logic, which he announced to his friends, was, I'm 22 years old, I've never danced before. Imagine how this skill set can make a difference in my life. Now, in the meantime, Julie, on the other side of the campus, she had a similar decision to make. Julie's my practical daughter. So within seconds after looking at the course catalog, Julie announced, I'm 22 years old. I've been dancing since the day I learned how to walk. I'll take ballroom dancing. And then the first day of class arrived, and of course they met each other, and a chemical reaction happened because he's a chemical engineer. And miraculously they got matched up as dance partners, and Julie's a professional dancer, so they made beautiful music together. And fast forward, and here we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, raise your glasses. Join me in a toast. Julie and Ryan, may you have a lifetime of making beautiful music.